chronic inflammatory arthritis, that is rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis. How many among us agree with the inflammatory part of osteoarthritis? Do you think this inflammation plays any role in osteoarthritis? Yes, there is very low grade of inflammation, but it is there. So basically I am going to cover these topics under disease burden, pathophysiology, current options and their limitations, role of a novel anti-inflammatory agent. Rheumatoid arthritis, as we all know, this is systemic disorder characterized by chronic inflammatory polyarthritis of unknown etiology. Inflammatory state also involves skin, eyes, lungs, blood vessels and other parts, even heart also. Fluctuating clinical course and unpredictable prognosis. Yes, the prognosis is entirely unpredictable and it behaves like that also. Associated with fluctuating clinical course and unpredictable prognosis, associated with 60% increase in the risk of CVD related death. Complex and multifactorial pathogenesis. This is all basic pathophysiology. I will not like to go into detail. This is activation of macrophages, then release of inflammatory cytokines, interleukin 1 and TNF alpha, and all the changes are brought about. Osteoarthritis. This is basically a degenerative condition having some small part of inflammation also. All the agents are the same. TNF alpha and interleukin 1 are the major cytokines involved in pathogenesis of OA. Elevated levels of interleukin 6, 17 and MMPs, metalloproteinases are found in synovial fluid. Pathophysiology. TNF alpha and interleukin 1 are the major inflammatory cytokines involved in RA as well as OA. Release of these inflammatory cytokines is regulated by nuclear factor kappa B, NFKB. NFKB is a transcription factor present in all cells. NFKB plays an essential role in inflammatory and immune responses. NFKB acts as a master switch to turn inflammation on and off in the body. This is how. Disorders due to NFKB activation: RA, OA, ankylosing spondylosis, psoriatic arthritis and juvenile RA. NFKB, the master switch of inflammation. This is how it is activated. Outcome of NFKB activation. This all acts at, this is how it is activated. Pro-inflammatory cytokines released, inducible enzymes, COX-2 and ionos, all they induce synovial membrane, chondrocytes and bone. NFKB plays a crucial role in inflammatory and immune responses through the regulation of genes encoding pro-inflammatory cytokines and inducible enzymes. This is Euler-Acier criteria for diagnosing RA. The 2010 American College of Rheumatology European League Against Rheumatism classification criteria for RA. Target population who should be tested: patients who, number 1, have at least one joint with definite clinical synovitis or swelling. 2, with the synovitis not better explained by another disease. Classification criteria for RA: score based algorithm. Add score of categories A to D. A is score of more than 6 by 10 is needed for classification of patient as having definite RA. Joint involvement: if one large joint is involved, no mark is given. 2 to 10 large joints, 1 score is 1. 1 to 3 small joints with or without involvement of large joints. Large joints are considered shoulder, elbow, hip, knee and ankles. 4 to 10 small joints with or without involvement of large joints, score is 3. More than 10 joints, at least one small joint, score is 5. Let me ask one question. If a patient having involvement of more than 10 joints with the duration overall is more than 6 weeks, should he be considered for candidate likely to have RA? Yes, irrespective of small or large joints. Serology. At least one test result is needed for classification. Negative RF, negative ACPA, no point is given. Low positive RF, low positive ACPA, yes, 2 score given 2. High positive RF or high positive ACPA, 3 score is 3. Acute phase reactants, at least one test result is needed for classification. Normal CRP, normal ESR, none. Abnormal CRP and normal ESR, 1. Duration of symptoms, less than 6 weeks, no point. More than 6 weeks, 1 point. This is the algorithm. I'm sorry, it cannot be enlarged more than that. It's hardly visible, is it? No. I think anybody can help. Okay. ACR recommendations for OA knee. OA knee. I have not covered all the joints. Knee is primarily affected with this primary osteoarthritis. So I'm just going to speak on that knee only. Pharmacological recommendation for the initial management of knee OA. We conditionally recommend that patients with knee OA should use one of the following: acetaminophen, oral NSAIDs, topical NSAIDs, tramadol, intra-articular corticosteroid injections. We conditionally recommend that patients with knee OA should not use the following: chondroitin sulfate and glucosamine. They are entirely placebo drugs. Topical capsaicin, we have no recommendation regarding the use of intra-articular hyaluronidase, duloxetine and opioid analgesics. Non-pharmacologic recommendations for the management of knee OA. Some points are strongly recommended, some are moderately. We strongly recommend that patients with knee OA should do the following: participate in cardiovascular, aerobic or resistance land-based exercise, participate in aquatic exercise, lose weight. Very important points. We often ask patients to lose the weight. Patients who develop early osteoarthritis, often obese. Lose weight. We conditionally recommend that patients with knee OA should do the following: participate in self-management programs, receive manual therapy in combination with supervised exercise, receive psychosocial interventions, use medially directed patellar tapping, wear medially wedged insoles if they have lateral compartment OA, wear laterally wedged subtalar strapped insoles if they have medial compartment OA. Be instructed in the use of thermal agents, receive walking aids as needed, participate in Tai Chi programs, be treated with traditional Chinese acupuncture, be instructed in the use of transcutaneous electrical stimulation, and so on. These all are not practiced. Orthopedic management. Yes, this is somewhere we as a surgeon play a role. We do synovectomy just for symptomatic relief. Osteochondroplasty, it does have a significant role. Chondral allograft, mosaic plasty, alignment, osteotomy, valgus, varus, high tibial, STO is very popular, one of them. Replacement orthoplasty, they are very successful, having the definite role to play. Orthodesis, the last resort. RA and OA, current options and their limitations. Agents that provide only symptomatic relief. NSAIDs, not suitable for elderly patients, not safe for long-term use, gastritis, nausea, vomiting, upper GI bleeding, renotoxicity, hepatotoxicity, and increased CV risk. All are associated with the use of NSAIDs. Steroids, not advisable for long-term use, gastritis and ulceration, diabetes, hypertension, osteoporosis, muscle weakness, atrophy, and avascular necrosis. increased risk of infections such as TB. DMARDs, methotrexate. Yes, this is slow in action, takes several weeks to show clinical effects, having definite impact. Need close monitoring of patients for adverse effects such as regular LFT, CBC. This should be done initially for every 3 months, then 6 months, and then at 1 year follow. Biologics. Anti-TNF alpha, adalimumab, etanercept, infliximab, interleukin-1 blocker, anakinra, interleukin-6 blocker, tocilizumab, T-cell blocker, abatacept, B-cell depleting antibody, rituximab. Target a specific inflammatory mediator only. Injection site reactions are there, increased risk of TB and other bacterial infections, CHF, demyelinating diseases such as multiple sclerosis, cancer, and they are expensive too. Need for an effective yet safe and well-tolerated anti-inflammatory agent. This is an innovative option for management of arthritis, that is curcumin, diferrylmethane, biologically active phytochemical compound obtained from rhizomes of Curcuma longa, possesses diverse properties, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-proliferative, and anti-angiogenic. More than 6 clinical trials with more than 1,000 patients completed, more than 35 ongoing clinical trials. Curcumin is again NF-κB inhibitor, controls master switch of inflammation. This is having multiple actions, inhibits IKB kinase enzyme, prevents activation of NF-κB, prevents translocation into nucleus, prevents release of inflammatory mediators. Role in RA and OA. This is a comparative study of curcumin with diclofenac. Curcumin is effective and safe in patients with active RA. This is a pilot study of curcumin. Curcumin is found effective and well tolerated. This is a level 1 experience with real life experience with curcumin monotherapy. Curcumin relieves pain and reduces the need for NSAIDs. This is level 2. Curcumin is as effective as NSAIDs but has better GI tolerability. This is level 3 evidence. Curcumin is effective and safe for the long-term management of osteoarthritis. And this is OA4, level 4. Curcumin, when combined with NSAID, provides additional benefits. Curcumin combination therapy, it can be combined as well with all, whether this is NSAID or prednisolone or methotrexate. Safety. Unlike NSAIDs, steroids and DMARDs, curcumin is very well tolerated. This is conventional curcumin. Need for a bioavailable, effective and well tolerated curcumin formulation. Bio-enhanced curcumin. This is SMARTS technology. Human pharmacokinetic study. Bio-enhanced curcumin. This is summary. Inhibits the master switch of inflammation, as I spoken earlier also, NF-κB. Decreases release of inflammatory prostaglandins and cytokines, PGE2, TNF-alpha, interleukin-1, interleukin-6 and 8. Monotherapy found to be effective and safe in treatment of RA and OA. Efficacy at par with NSAIDs but with better GI tolerability, having no GI side effects. When giving along with NSAIDs, steroids provides additive synergistic action, helps in dose reduction of steroids or NSAIDs. When given along with methotrexate, it helps reduce the risk of hepatotoxicity. Unlike biologics, can be given orally, is safe and well tolerated. An attractive option in management of RA and OA either as monotherapy or combination therapy. Particularly useful option in following group of patients: intolerant to NSAIDs, steroids or DMARDs, compromised renal function, hepatic dysfunction and CS disorders. Yes, let's make life pain free. That's all. Thank you very much for patience listening.